It's a new format, guys. Welcome back to the page. We gotta talk, so let's talk about it, shall we? It's good to see you. First card we gotta talk about in getting into the exceeds of the format, we wanted to talk about that Daguster Emerald. In case you guys don't remember, it says once per turn you can detach one material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Target 3 monsters in your grave and shuffle all 3 into the deck and draw one, or target one non-effect in your grave and special summon that target. Now, that may come up with like Brilliant or Fusion or something, and that would be absolutely interesting. But the reason why I'm mentioning it is because if you deal with basically a card like Metaltronus outing your detonator, you're going to be up a creek. The reason is, with the consistency hits, with the banless hits, it's much easier to deal with one detonator, and once you fight through that one detonator, you don't have to really worry about another now, do you? Now that definitely leaves a lot to be desired as far as other tech options, and until Star Ryziel drops, I don't know if Ryziel is going to be the absolute best deck, but it's still going to be very, very strong. But of course you got to deal with Fiendsmith. The following card I wanted to talk about, guys, is Snowdust Giant. I think everybody already kind of knows about it, but I'll mention it just in case. Is once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card and then reveal any number of water monsters from your hand and place that many ice counters on face-up monsters on the field. We're basically mentioning it because obviously it would help to trigger Dragoons, which would be material under, which essentially means you can still go off a little bit. Although your inboards are going to be modified because, well, you know, no Toad, unless you're playing Swap Frog or something like that, which, you know, don't be crazy like that. Don't do that. But you could do it, just telling you. I feel like this card, as well as Ooze Giant, are absolutely interesting cards to at least still try to facilitate some kind of combo inside of Mermail. Ooze Giant, you don't have to fulfill putting a card back into the extra deck from the grave, so, you know, do with it what you will. Rounding out the video, guys, we're just going to talk about spell cards, really basic cards, to help you replace a card like Dweller, because, you know, another water monster got banned. The first card is Gravekeeper's Inscription, which says at the start of the main phase, apply one of the following effects. Neither player can activate cards in the graves, neither player can banish cards from the grave, and neither player can special summon monsters from the grave. Not being able to do a whole lot of things in the graveyard sure sounds a lot like Abyss Dweller, which is why we're mentioning it, because you have to have some kind of replacement, right? But then again, you might turn off your own. So it's really for the decks that don't plan on using their graveyards anyway. Silent Graveyard is the other card I have to mention, simply because if you're mentioning that card, then you have to mention this card. And I feel like while it's really, really strong and it's a normal spell card, there's no kind of way you can thrust it, so you kind of have to hard draw Gravekeeper's Inscription. Hurts. So being able to dig or grab a card later on like Silent Graveyard, some kind of way, there are ways. I'm just saying, I feel like you could get there. Both good cards. The last card is an obvious one, and that's Signet Mining, and with the circular stuff, have fun, Malice players. Guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I myself, I'm out. Enjoy this format. It is a lot of fun. Be innovative. We out. Arrivederci.